Hi, beautiful friends. It's Laurel here with Illuminating Souls. And it's been a while since I've created a video like this for you. I want to talk to you about the energy that is happening and how it might be affecting you. I'm also going to do an oracle card reading for all of us as we head into the holidays. And I'm also going to share with you a little bit about my new podcast. So lots to share. Hopefully, I'll keep you entertained for however long we are together. Let's start off by talking about the energy. Um, it's a lot. And if you are finding yourself dealing with unexplained fatigue, if you're feeling like you want to hibernate, or incubate, as one of my teachers calls it, you're not alone in this. We are navigating a lot and we're dealing with life fatigue, many of us. We've been in this place where we have, for almost 2 years now, been keeping it together, doing the best we can, dealing with unexpected circumstances. And we're about to enter another phase of that. And it can really feel like it's depleting us. I will say, I feel like I have been perpetually tired for such a long time now. And my way of working with it is to rest when I'm tired. And I'm not equating this to those of you who deal with chronic illness that makes you tired. This is a different kind of tired that I'm speaking of. I find that I just don't have energy for anything extra. I'm so glad that I get to do the work that I do because I have the energy for that, right? I bring the energy in from the angels, and that helps sustain me. It's one of the reasons I keep doing my beautiful Tuesday group, the Circle of Light, because it's a touchstone for me too to plug into the light of the angels and get replenished. So for those of you that might want to join that, I actually don't have it up on my website yet, but there'll be another cycle of Circle of Light that's going to start on December 28th. So if that appeals to you, just look out for the email that'll come through in probably the next few days about that. But I think it's important that we tend to our vibration, as Abraham Hicks calls it. So whatever helps you stay connected and keeps your light battery filled, whether you live in a climate that makes it easy for you to go out and spend some time in nature, binging on the happy Hallmark movies right now, like whatever you can do to keep your vibration in a place of love and hopefulness, where you are being tended to, not always being the one who has to nurture. For me, with my angels, I keep saying everything has to be easy. I don't have the energy to effort anything right now. That's one of the reasons I'm doing the podcast, because for me, the podcast is so graceful and easy, and I love it, and it fills my light battery, and it doesn't take any effort. I know for somebody else doing a podcast would be a lot of work and a lot of heavy lifting, but that's not how it is for me. And so it's one of the reasons the podcast has come to be. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I do want to get to do a 3-card reading for all of us to let the angels help speak to us about these energies that are here, and how to support ourselves, especially over the next week. So I'm using my absolute favorite deck, which is Healing with the Angels by Doreen Virtue. Again, this is no longer in publication because of all the changes she's been through, but I've been using this actual specific deck since 2005, and I've done thousands of readings with it. And so the energy in it is so beautiful, and I'm so happy to share it with you. So I'm going to ask the angels to come in. So beloved angels, we know you are already here. I ask that you ripple blessings of love to everybody who's hearing this message. So dear ones, if you are listening to this message, there is a ripple of love specifically for you that the angels are sending to you now. So hang on, I'm going to pull 3 cards for us. Give me just a moment. I'll pick the first card. We'll look at them together. So the first card is Divine Guidance. Hang on, I'm going to read these all together in just a second. The second card is Truth and Integrity. Okay, let's see what the third card is. The third card is Trust. Well, there's definitely a theme here. All right, divine guidance, truth and integrity, and trust. So, this is the angel's way of reminding us, you and me too, to stay plugged into our divine guidance. Listen to the sparks of inspiration. You tend to you. You tend to self. You allow the light to come into you and support you. What does your self-care look like right now? Listen, a lot of us, and I think this speaks to the truth and integrity card. I will speak for myself. I'm wired differently than other people. Not everyone. There are others who are wired the same way that I am, but I am not programmed in such a way that I have the energy to be out in big crowds and to see lots of people right now. I just want to be home. I do my shopping early in the morning, so I don't have to be out with lots of people. If it doesn't happen first thing in the morning, I don't go. I'm so happy to be sequestered at home with my husband. I'm wearing giant, bulky sweatshirts. So even my clothes, I'm doing these like cozy clothes. I actually put on a real shirt for the broadcast, but most of the time I'm in these big, oversized sweatshirts that make me feel cozy. To be in the truth and integrity of where you are and how you are right now. What do you need to do to take care of yourself? If you feel like you are falling short because you're not doing enough, if you think you should have more energy than you do, if your to-do list is a mile long and you're not getting to any of it, please let it be okay. This is a lot that we're dealing with, and to really trust yourself, trust your process, trust your progress. The next few months are going to be very intense. I know you feel this already, right? I remember speaking to a dear friend of mine about a month ago, and we were both exhausted. I mean, not, it's like just life felt like a lot. I personally have been going to sleep at 8 o'clock at night. I literally cannot keep my eyes open past about 8 o'clock at night, and I crawl in bed and I'm up by about 4 in the morning, but both my friend and I both felt like there was some sort of energetic tsunami coming to us, that there was a big wave of something coming. And I think we're all feeling that. So this is not about losing hope. It's not about getting depressed about this. It's an energetic weather system that we're in. There's a lot going on. You're dealing with your personal curriculum. So to have a lot of compassion for yourself, make space for your experience. Don't feel like you have to push through everything. If you need more rest, rest for right now. If you need to watch a lot of Hallmark movies, watch a lot of Hallmark movies. Be really kind and compassionate with yourself, especially if the holidays are hard for you. The holidays are hard for a whole bunch of reasons for people. Maybe you lost someone you loved. Maybe you're not able to be with your loved ones because of the pandemic. Whatever's going on for you. This is not a time where everybody else is bright and shiny and you're the only one sort of with your head underneath the covers. I think a lot of us are curling on deep into our beds, pulling the covers over our heads, wearing our big oversized sweaters, drinking the metaphoric hot cocoa. That just seems to be what we need right now. So divine guidance, truth and integrity, and trust. Those are the cards that we have for right now. And know that you're not alone in all of this. And this feels like a good time to shift and share with you why I'm doing this podcast. You know, it occurs to me, I'm not good at marketing stuff, and it's like my least favorite thing to do. I love producing stuff and creating stuff for you, but I'm terrible at marketing. And this podcast is something I'm so excited about and I'm so happy with. And I realize it may seem a little incongruent. You might be like, what's a podcast? Why are you doing a podcast? What's a sleep podcast? Why are you doing this, Laurel? Like, where are the angels? And so it may seem incongruent. So if you still have more time to listen to me talk right now, can I share with you a little bit about it? So for the past several years, I have been listening to sleep podcasts. There are a bunch of them out there, including Sleep With Me, Sleepy, Get Sleepy, Nothing Much Happens, and I consume them. As part of my self-care each night, I put my earbuds in and I pick one of the sleep podcasts and I turn the volume down low and I listen to it, and it helps me transition from my mind being wide awake to drifting off into sleep. And there are a couple podcasts out there that read materials that are in the public domain, and I've fallen in love with this genre. And a few months ago, I was working with the angels in my Tuesday group about helping us ignite our spark. And what our assignment was to observe the sparks of inspiration that started to come forward while we were focusing on asking the angels to help us ignite our spark. And there were quite a number of things that came forward for me, but one of them was to do a sleep podcast, which is something I have been contemplating for the last year. And I just, it came into my heart and it made me happy. I thought, oh, that would be so lovely. I could love up my people and read a story and make this cozy space for people to sleep. And so, as part of this igniting your spark and divine co-creation, I kept saying yes as the angels asked me to step forward in this. I just said yes and okay. And my agreement with them was that it had to be easy. I wasn't up for overcomplicating it or making it difficult, which is part of the reason I just all of a sudden released it one day. Like there was no build up or anything. I was like, ta-da, here's the sleep podcast. And all of you are like, what is that? And why would we listen to it? And I was like, I don't care. I love it. I'm so happy. So here's kind of how you can use it. First off, this is my gift to you. It is one of my gifts to you. I have a very large audience, and I know not all of you are in a place where you can sign up for an angel session or take a class. You know, that takes discretionary income, and not everybody is in that place. I'm sorry if you keep seeing me look over over there. It's because there's a fence over there and there's some leaves blowing up that it keeps looking like a squirrel is popping up and watching me. So I'm sorry if I seem distracted. I keep thinking there's this adorable squirrel playing games with me and it's just the leaves. Okay, back to the sleep podcast. This is so authentic. It's like we're having a cup of tea, right? Um, so if you're not able to take a class with me, if you're not able to book an angel session, I will be creating 2 episodes a week at this point, it may change, where you will receive a blessing and a message of love from the angels at the beginning of every podcast episode. So, usually, the first 12 minutes or so is this stream of love from the angels for you. And the whole broadcast is filled with this angel love. So, if you've been craving more time with the angels, if you're looking for a healing process to help you clear the energy of that which isn't yours, if you want to come into those streams of divine love, that will be available to you in every podcast episode. So I start with the blessings of the angels. And then after that, I segue into reading a bedtime story to you. Now, I'm pulling things from the public domain. So far I've read from The Enchanted Castle from Edith Nesbit, which is a delightful and magical book. I've read from A Little Princess, which was one of my favorite books growing up. The present episodes I'm reading from Anne of Green Gables, which, oh, I love that book. Even the language is just so delightful. And I'm starting to read from A Little Women, which is going to come out on Wednesday. And I'm reading from that book because they're Christmas episodes, so that feels apropos of Christmas. And the other thing I'm going to start weaving in is historical stuff. So, some of the history. And the cool thing is the later part of the podcast episode, I don't actually plan for you to really listen to the whole thing. My hope is you'll be asleep. That's what happens to me when I listen to the podcast episodes. I really rarely hear the whole thing. I'm out in about 20 minutes. So it may seem weird that I'm creating content that I don't plan for you to actually hear, but there is a method to this, which is as you get used to listening to the podcast, it will help train your mind to begin to drift off with it. We're going to co-create a sacred space for you with the angels, with the vibration and the essence and the love of the angels, and a sweet bedtime story. Like there's this beautiful oral tradition that's part of our ancestry when a soft and soothing voice is reading you to sleep and keeping you company. You're in this warm and safe and sacred environment. So, my hope is this podcast will become a part of your self care. It's free of charge. It's widely available around the world. So you just download it from your favorite podcast app. It's called Sleepy Bedtime Blessings. And at this point, I'm publishing a new episode every Wednesday and every Sunday. If there's a book you'd like me to read that's in the public domain, let me know. I'd love your feedback, because that's one of the things about a podcast is there's not really a feedback loop. I'm not doing a lot of social media about this at first. I'm just going to make this available to whoever finds it, which includes you. So if you have any feedback for me, if there's something you love about it, if there's something you think I can improve upon, just be kind if you're going to give me that kind of feedback. I'd love to hear from you. And if you are enjoying the podcast, I would love it if you would just share about it with your friends if you feel so guided. And also if you'd leave a positive review on iTunes, because that really helps get the word out to other people. So I want you to take good care of yourselves, my friend. We're in a bumpy part of the ride. So if you're feeling it, you're not alone. You're not doing anything wrong. You haven't missed the boat somewhere. Really take good care of yourself. I don't know what that's going to mean for you, but my sense is we're in for some really bumpy, energetic weather over the next 6 to 8 weeks. So I'll be here. I will be holding for you in my heart and in the light. I'll be bringing you podcast episodes with angel love and bedtime stories. So hopefully that's one way I can help support you. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you. And I also always have availability for angel readings, even if I don't send out an email about it or you don't see them on my calendar. Always feel free to reach out to me if you want an angel reading. I do have some appointments available for Christmas Eve day and New Year's Eve day. So if you want to infuse your holidays with an angel session, I'm here. And I also am available for soul mentoring. So I'm here. Even if you don't see me all the time, I'm always here for you. I look forward to connecting. I wish you a blessed holiday season, and you'll hear me in Sleepy Bedtime Blessings. We'll talk soon. I love you very much. Thank you. Bye.